Do you ever feel like dinner time just sneaks up on you? Or have you ever woke up for breakfast and realized that your kids are having cereal only to realize that you don't have milk? Do you spend hundreds of dollars at the grocery store and wonder where it went because you don't have any food in your house? Or do you go and buy something realizing that you already have 5 bags of rice at home and you didn't need rice, but you thought you needed it? I have been there. That was me a few years ago before I figured out how to meal plan. I have been using this meal plan for over 2 years now, and I have saved my family a ton of money and a ton of time. So I'm gonna share with you the 5 things that I do to meal plan for my family. Tip number 1, set aside about 15 minutes to meal plan for the following week. During this time, you're gonna look at your schedule. You're going to see what days are busy. What days do you have time to cook a 20 or 30-minute dinner? What days are super busy that you're either gonna need to have leftovers or you're gonna have to throw a crock pot dinner together in the morning, and that way it's ready when you get home from work. Also look at your breakfast and your lunch. I'm all about planning those meals too because I homeschool and I hate going, oh my goodness, what are we having for lunch today? And I'm digging through my fridge trying to figure out what we're gonna have for lunch. So we plan breakfast, lunch, dinner, and snacks. That way it makes my life easier and my kids know what is to eat and they can grab their meals if they want to. Tip number 2, check what you have on hand. As I'm taking inventory of what is in my pantry, fridge, and freezer, I like to add those things to my list. So I have a bunch of canned corn in here. We're gonna have canned corn one night next week as a vegetable. I have Kodiak pancake mix. Great, that is gonna be my breakfast for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We're gonna do pancakes. I have a ton of oats. My daughter can make overnight oats for Thursday, Friday, Saturday. But I wanna make a chicken recipe next week because we're really busy and I wanna do a crock pot meal. I'm out of chicken stock, so I'm gonna add chicken stock to my grocery list. So as you take inventory of what you have in your pantry, fridge, and freezer, also take note of what you need and put that on your grocery list. Tip number 3, you wanna categorize your meals or have theme nights. It's going to make picking your meals for dinner so much easier. You could do Taco Tuesday, that is a popular one, or you could do every Thursday you're gonna have chicken and that way you know you have leftovers Friday. Or you could do pizza on Friday night and it could be a make your own pizza. Try to stick with what your family likes. So if they like chicken, have chicken. We do a lot of chicken in our house, so every week at least one of our meals is chicken. I just kind of rotate what day it is. But to make it easier for you when you start, pick a night that every Thursday night is chicken or every Tuesday night is hamburger meat. It will make your life easier when you plan. I also like to keep breakfast simple like that. Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is an egg type casserole or leftover scrambled eggs. Thursday, Friday, Saturday can be pancakes that we made that I pull out of the freezer. This way I know my kids are getting a nutritious breakfast and I know what they're eating. Tip number 4, when you go to plan your meals, make sure you either have a paper planner or you could do it on a digital planner. I'm all about the paper because I like to have it handy and that way my family can see it. So I always start with dinners because I think that is the hardest meal for moms to come up with. So start by planning your dinners. Then I will say, if you're gonna be using dinners for leftovers for lunch, which I do, I will fill them in those days that I know I'm gonna be using leftovers for lunch. Then I go to breakfast because breakfast to me is the most important meal of the day. It's also my favorite meal of the day. I love breakfast. I could eat breakfast 3 meals a day. So then go ahead and plan that. And then save snacks for last. And if you're asking me why to plan snacks, even if it's just having a snack basket in your pantry for your kids where they can go and grab their snacks, it's going to make your life easier. If you have to pack lunches for your kids, you can portion it out in the beginning of the week and it's gonna make packing lunches so much easier. Tip number 5, make your grocery list. As I add meals to my planner, if I know I need rice, I'm gonna add rice to my grocery list. If I'm making steak fajitas and I know I need peppers, I'm gonna add peppers to my list. Then after my list is done, I like to organize it by grocery store. So if I'm going to Costco, I'm gonna start with all my fruits and vegetables, and then I'm gonna go to my meats, and then I'm gonna go to dairy, then I'm gonna go to the freezer section. That's just how my Costco is set up. But if I'm going to Trader Joe's, I'm going a totally different way because I know where everything is in Trader Joe's. So when you write your grocery list, do it in the order that your store is. You're more likely to stick to your list and spend less money and you won't miss anything. So to wrap it up, here are my 5 tips for meal planning. Number 1, set aside about 15 minutes to meal plan for the following week. Number 2, check to see what inventory you have on hand in your pantry, your freezer, and your fridge. Tip number 3, categorize your meals or have theme nights. It will make meal planning so much easier. Tip number 4, plan your meals starting with dinner and then go to breakfast and then lunch and then snacks. And tip number 5, make your grocery list.